Good morning. Today is October 27th of 2021. I am continuing looking at Solomon's Song of Songs. I didn't make a recording the last 2 weeks due to a wedding and a pastorals conference. A couple days I had to spend away. But we're nearing the end here of the Song of Songs. We have reached chapter 7, verses 11 through 14, and then will come chapter 8 and the end of the book. We just had verses in which the husband, Solomon, was reunited with the Shunammite woman who had sought him, and there was a great proclamation that this married couple had come together once again and enjoyed each other. And here in verse 7, the Shunammite woman begins to speak, speaking again as a married woman of several years. She speaks of the relationship she has with her husband, the desire she has for him and the desire he has for her, and how wonderful this is as a gift. So let's read these short, 4 verses, and then we'll talk about them. And I'm again reading the translation given by the author of this commentary. I am my lover's, and over me is his desire. Come, my lover, let us go into the field. Let us spend the night among the hennas. Let us visit the vineyards early in the morning. Let us see if the vine has budded, the blossom has opened, the pomegranates have blossomed. There I will give my love to you. The mandrakes give off their fragrance, and by our doorways are all the choicest fruits. New ones, also old ones. My lover, which I have treasured up for you. So it starts in verse 11 with, I am my lover's, and over me is his desire. We just had verses which spoke about them spending the night together in the residence, in the palace, and then perhaps a chorus of the women say how wonderful this was, their night together. And now she says, this is wonderful. This relationship of husband and wife, this fact that he owns me. Strange thing to say in our modern world. Someone owns us is a good thing. No, she finds here, the wife finds here, the fact that her husband owns her, that his desire rules over her, which is in contrast to the curse back in Genesis chapter 3. And she will desire the man and he will rule over her. Okay, and so her desire, her objective of having a man causes him to basically enslave her, and she'll do what he desires. Here she says, instead, he desires her, and it's good that he rules over her, that he's the head of their family, the head of their household, because he is her lover. And so if we look at the church, and then we're going to get back to this married couple, look at the church, Christ's desire rules over us. He desired to have us as part of his life forever, to take us back as his children, as his brothers and sisters, so that on the last day when we're raised up, now we can continue in the new world with him forever. So it's a good thing that he desired, and that this desire has ruled over our lives, that what he did upon the cross and in his resurrection has caused us, the church, to be his bride, to be those who desire him now. His origination of desire caused our change in who we are, so that we want him to rule over us. We want Christ to be in our lives, to be part of our lives, to be dominant in our lives. And we know that he is our lover, the one who always seeks what's best for us, who's willing to sacrifice his body and himself so that we could have what is best. And so here it's her lover who desires over her. So he wants what's best for her because he loves her, because this is his wife, flesh of his own flesh. So Solomon wants what's best for the Shunammite woman. And it's great that he desires her. It's great that he sought her out and made her his wife, that he brought her into his palace and raised her up to be with him. So she starts out, I am my lover's, and over me is his desire. This is what causes this life to be so wonderful. Verse 12, come, my lover. So this is a hortative. This is a command, right? Come. This is the woman now taking the active role. Earlier in the song, it's Solomon taking the active role, and now it's the Shunammite woman. They've had a wonderful night together, and now she wants to continue the next day with this time of love. It's almost like the commentary describes it as a second honeymoon. You know, my wife and I just had a 10th anniversary. We want to celebrate our marriage some more. And she's really the one who's setting up ways that we can go out and enjoy being married, going out to eat and going out places. She wants to continue celebrating the marriage that we have. And here, the Shunammite woman, she's taking the initiative to set up a second honeymoon, a time when we can celebrate, she and Solomon can celebrate the fact that they're married. That's good. She says, come, my lover, let us go out into the field. Okay, we're going to leave behind our work and our house and those things which distract away from just being us together. Let us spend the night among the hennas. Now, hennas are associated with love and passion. Evidently, they smell wonderfully. So they're associated with that. So when she's saying spend the night among the hennas, she's saying let's go out and let's be attracted to one another once again. Let's go out and let's spend some time together and just focus on you and me for a time. Let's have some me time. No, let's have some you and me time. Let us visit the vineyards early in the morning. So, you know, they've had their night together. Now they're going out in the morning and they're enjoying life as a married couple. They're going to the vineyards where the wine is, where you have the fruit of the wine, which earlier on they enjoyed, and it filled them with happiness. It reminded them of how wonderful their love is and how that overflows. It's the good things of life. It reminds them of the blessings God has given. Then it says, let us see if the vine has budded. The blossom has opened. The pomegranates have blossomed. Okay, let's see if the vine is getting ready to have some more new life. Now, this commentary doesn't want to overemphasize having children, which I understand. But sometimes, guess what? There's children, and they're a wonderful gift. And sometimes when you're going out and you're going about with your spouse, one of the questions is, are we going to have children? Or is there going to be more? Is there going to be growth in this life we have? Because when you have life, you have growth. When Christ comes, there's always good. Even after the time of children, as a married couple, your life is, and your love for each other and your marriage together, even as you focus on each other, has consequences and ripples out to make it grow. Grow, first of all, in your love and the way you live together, but also in others who come into contact with you. It's one of the neatest things about being a pastor is I come into contact with couples who've been married for a few years. 50, even 70, 75. Okay? And you see the effects, not only on their children and grandchildren and great-grandchildren, but on other couples around them. And just knowing that these two love each other and have been together for so long and have been, I guess from God's perspective, for so short, have been together and have been transformed into the couple they are at that moment when I'm talking to them, who really you couldn't think of them being apart. Even after one goes home and to rest and the other remains, you still think of them as that couple, right? You still remember that, no, these two were one. So here she's saying, let's see if the vine has budded. Not only talking about present passion and present life, but also how maybe our life is going to have some new life coming out of it, something new and different, and maybe we're going to influence and affect others' lives as they grow. So then it says, there I will give my love to you. Okay, and I think we all know what this could possibly mean, right? Physical love. But it's more than that. This is the wife saying to the husband, you gave your love to me, and I in return give my love to you. Okay? So the two come together, and the two make a better thing, and a thing which grows and gives life. There I give my love to you. And in that giving of love, new life comes about. The church is the same way, right? Christ gives his love to us, and now we react to that by giving our love to him. And the church becomes a place of growth, which shares the message of salvation to the world, which shares our joy in Christ to the world. They will know you are Christians by your love. The love you have for one another, first of all, that internal love, but then the love which then ripples out to others. And so here she gives her love to him, and the growth is assumed. It's going to occur. Okay? So we come to the final verse of this section, verse 14. The mandrakes give off their fragrance. Mandrakes, biblically, I always think of mandrakes in the story of Leah and Rachel, the two sisters. Leah, who's having 4 sons, and then Rachel, who has no sons. And then Leah's oldest son, Reuben, finds the mandrake root. It looks like a little man. They associate it with having children. And Rachel bargains to get the root, but then Leah is the one who has the child. The commentary notes you can eat mandrake, but it's a little bit poisonous and it can cause you to throw up. But the smell of the mandrake root is supposed to be really good. It's supposed to be beautiful, and it's associated with love and new life and passion. So here they are in the fragrance of the mandrakes. They're in the place where the love, the life, the passion, the new life is growing. That's where they're going to her to give her love to him. Okay? In this place of new love, new life. And by our doorways are all the choicest fruits. So everything that tastes best. In this area, dates and things of that nature, all the choicest fruits. New ones, also old ones. The commentary doesn't mean rotten ones, but probably ones which are grown in the early season, ones which are grown in the late season. So all the options, which in a society which doesn't have our preservation technique, that seems a little odd, but it's saying here, no, we have all that is good here by our doorway. So we went out into the field, we experienced paradise once again. We returned to a setting which is like unto that of Adam and Eve. There, I am happy that you have your desire, your love, which has ruled over me, and now I'm going to give my love to you. We join together, we create new life among all the fragrance of the henna and the mandrake. It's a beautiful desire that causes new life for us and for others. And then, by our doorway, our way back into our life, is all that is good. Now, things of this season and things of that season. The old fruits and the new fruits. Biblically, this reminds us of Jesus talking about the man who goes into the warehouse and he brings out the old treasures and the new treasures. And that's normally associated with the Old Testament and the New Testament. The promises of God before Christ came and the promises of God after Christ came. Okay? So all the wisdom of God, all the blessings of God from time at the beginning, the Garden of Eden, to time now with the recreation of the Garden of Eden in the church. From paradise to paradise. That's at the door waiting for us out of our love as we come in, as we go back into life, into the house. We have these things. We have all the gifts of God. And these gifts, she says, my lover, which I have treasured up for you, which Christ and God gave me, all these beautiful gifts. We go out, we enjoy our second honeymoon, then we come home, and we live a life where we treasure up the gifts of God and share them with each other. The complete gifts of God. Whether we have children or don't have children, whether we're going through good times or bad times, we come in, we have the wonderful gifts of God, the blessings of God, we enjoy them together. We as a church, whether in a good time or bad time, whether in a pandemic or in a time of growth and excitement with twins being born, like they were when I first came here in Quarter. This excitement, that's good. All these treasures that God given are expressed in the church, and we share them together. This Reformation, we sing the old Reformation. We also sing the new as we seek to rejuvenate our society and our life here in this society. Okay? So it closes by speaking to the treasures of God, both in marriage and in the church. And I'm going to close there. We'll be finishing pretty soon with the Song of Solomon.